Today, we're introducing a long-awaited hero revamp for Phoveus, the Chains of Sin. The new Phoveus is much more proactive and capable of marking enemies with his own skills. As long as enemies are marked, he can continuously use his ultimate on them for massive damage. Chains of Sin, Phoveus. Passive skill, Demonic Force. Phoveus' original passive has been adjusted. Every so often, Phoveus' next basic attack will allow him to charge at the target, knocking them back and dealing extra damage while he gains a shield. Astaros' Gaze is a new effect that retains a part of his original passive mechanic. Whenever an enemy hero blinks, dashes, or is displaced near Phoveus, the cooldowns of his passive and skills will be reduced. First skill, Demonic Impact. Phoveus' first skill has been reworked. The initial cast of the skill now deals damage and significantly slows enemies in an area. If it hits an enemy, the next cast of the skill will be enhanced to leave behind an Astaros Eye that will implode after a short delay, dealing damage to enemies in range. Second skill, Dark Wave. Phoveus' second skill has also been reworked. It now launches a wave in the target direction, knocking enemies airborne while dealing damage and pulling them in. Ultimate, Infernal Pursuit. The revamped ultimate no longer has a cooldown and now has a passive effect called Sinner. Whenever Phoveus' enhanced basic attack, enhanced first skill, or second skill hits an enemy hero, a Sinner's mark will be applied to the target. The active part of the ultimate is called Judgment. Phoveus leaps up and smashes down on a target enemy hero with Sinner's mark, dealing physical damage to all enemies in the area and restoring his HP. The HP restored is reduced when hitting multiple targets. In the laning phase, Phoveus should first use his enhanced basic attack to hit the enemy hero and gain a shield. Follow up with his first skill to chip away at their HP. Then use his enhanced first skill for additional damage and to slow the target. And end with his second skill for more damage. In teamfights, Phoveus should use his enhanced basic attack from his passive to charge at the enemy, while knocking them back and marking them. Then immediately follow up with his ultimate. Next, hit the target with his first skill. Then use his second skill to knock the enemy airborne and mark them again. Now use his ultimate again. Finally, use the enhanced first skill to mark the enemy once more and use his ultimate. Phoveus excels in sustained combat, making him great for constant skirmishes and prolonged engagements. He is still an effective counter to heroes with high mobility, so keep that in mind during the ban pick phase. Upgrade Phoveus' first skill at level 1, and continue to prioritize upgrading it as his main source of damage. Phoveus' first skill can be enhanced by hitting minions or creeps, so you can save the enhanced version for enemy heroes. His second skill is not instant, so cast it at close range to ensure it hits, and try to line up multiple targets within its range. When enemies are clustered together, Phoveus can use his ultimate on each marked target while hitting everything in range for a significant amount of damage. We recommend the Fighter emblem with Thrill, Festival of Blood, and Brave Smite talents for Phoveus. As a fighter with both types of damage on his skills, Thrill's adaptive attack will boost his damage for any build. Take Festival of Blood and Brave Smite to enhance Phoveus' laning and sustained combat capabilities. Alternatively, Brave Smite can be replaced with Temporal Rain to maximize his burst damage potential. We recommend the following equipment build for Phoveus for cooldown reduction, self-sustain, and sustained damage. Use this build to maximize his advantage in teamfights. War Axe and Brute Force Breastplate are Phoveus' core items. They provide high physical and adaptive attack, movement speed, spell vamp, and extra damage, all of which are great for him. Oracle's buff to shield and HP regen effects will enhance the shields from Phoveus' passive and the healing from his ultimate, improving his survivability in teamfights. In the late game, you can build Queen's Wings to further boost Phoveus' damage and survivability. We also recommend this build to give Phoveus even more survivability. We recommend the Vengeance battle spell for Phoveus. Since his skills are not very quick, Vengeance can be used to stay alive until he can unleash his full damage in teamfights. We also recommend Flicker to give Phoveus the ability to initiate teamfights and allow his first and second skills to more easily find their mark. Enemies with multiple mobility abilities can greatly reduce Phoveus' cooldowns, so he can use his enhanced basic attacks and skills more often when facing heroes like Wanwan, Arlott, and Cho. Phoveus will struggle against ranged heroes with strong CC, such as Aurora, Valir, and Vexana. Tanks with good initiation, like Gattogotcha, Minotaur, and Tigreal, can create opportunities for Phoveus to maximize his damage while they take some of the incoming damage. During the laning phase, use Phoveus' first skill to clear the wave. Then, with his first skill enhanced, engage the opponent with his enhanced basic attack, and follow up with his first skill to whittle away their HP. In mid to late game teamfights, Phoveus should let his team initiate first, then jump in and clean up the weakened targets. Phoveus, the Chains of Sin. Revamp arriving July 31st. First week, 30% off. And until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.